Now, I'm going to be heading to Choba after work today, and I hope that the road will still be free by the time I'm about to leave studio. Not traffic. We're talking quite sensitive. Yes, very, very sensitive. As sensitive as the conversation we had about preparing for burials or preparing for your own death. Autopsies. You may have heard of them. In fact, if you've never had autopsy before, I'm sure the death of Mobad and the controversy surrounding it would serve as an eye-opener of what autopsies really are. And by the way, till date, we're still waiting for the results. Simply put, an autopsy is meant to determine the cause of death. It's a post-mortem examination. The death of a loved one is indeed painful. But you see, what is even more painful is not knowing the cause of death, therefore denying one closure. Let me explain. You're with your friend and you tell your friend, my auntie don't die, yo. You say, Che, sorry, yo. We didn't kill him now. You say, I don't know. Na death kill him now. Which one be death kill him? What's it be the exact thing that be this? My brother. Na accident. My brother. Now this one, everything they ask you, you say, I been a malaria and typhoid. You say you don't know. And really, you don't know. Because, the person who had some mysterious circumstance, not in suspicious way. A subject procedure consists of a thorough examination of a corpse by dissection to determine the cause, mode, and manner of death, or to evaluate any disease or injury that may be present for research or educational purposes. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. It was not until Mohbad's death and the call for an autopsy by Nigerians that I did go to indeed read a lot about autopsies. In fact, someone had said, did I do an autopsy for someone so dear to me that passed? And I said no. Until date, I don't have closure because I do not know the cause of death. But when Mohbad's incident happened, I went on YouTube, and I sacrificed over 6 hours of my time moving from one autopsy video to another. Each autopsy video took about 1 hour. In fact, I saw autopsies can be carried out for newborn babies as well. How I was able to go through 6 hours watching doctors dissect these and determine it was not on me, but I had to, because I needed to know what exactly it entailed. And I asked myself, as much as person is not alive anymore, I want to subject my loved one to this process of dissection. Say when a person dies, the soul is what lives, but the body is gone. So what you're seeing there, it's not the person anymore. The body is the career, or the casing, or the covering for the soul. So the soul is somewhere else. You're seeing there is just covering. It's like cloth and came to this world. But it's the same way some people will tell you that no matter what, they will never subject themselves to surgery because they are not materials that will be cut and sold. So tell them that the only solution to their sickness is surgery, and they'll tell you or no. It's the same way some families will say, so they go around. Can they check for waiting exactly? For many Nigerians, especially those in the middle and lower income category, post-mortem examination is an unnecessary exercise because of its huge costs. It is thus very common for Nigerians to turn down the opportunity to unravel the death of their loved ones who either died mysteriously or killed in a suspicious circumstance. Particularly, a resident in Lagos says the best result was left praying on his mom's burial, then wishes on an autopsy to unravel the cause of her death. The carpenter told the Punch Healthwise that the 71-year-old woman who killed on January 24, 2017 was placed on anti-malaria medication. Her condition deteriorated 3 days later, prompting the family to rush her to Federal Medical Center in Butima, Lagos. Unfortunately, she gave up the ghost after she was in an accident in the emergency ward. While reading this, the doctor asked if the family would request an autopsy since the hospital was still in the process of diagnosing her condition before she died. Kewe initially did convenient, but immediately retracted the approval when he learned it would cost the family 8,000 naira for a pathologist to unravel the cause of her death. In his words, how can I, that just barely managed to pay the hospital, waste another 80,000 naira because I want to find out what killed my aged mother? Although it's meaningful to us, I convinced my family that it wasn't necessary. As the elder son, it was common wisdom that I would be required to raise the larger chunk of the burial money. I demand any for my country, we can get the idea and the hospital to release her body to us. old woman was buried some days later. Also, there was a story of a family of 5 that died and were buried in circumstances. In the court report of June 19, the relatives of 5 family members previously died same night disclosed that they turned down request for an autopsy as the pathologist told them to cough out 100,000 naira for all 5 relatives. Now, this is what will bring me to my second question. The autopsies that we have conducted in Nigeria, do you think if they were cheap, families of deceased persons will opt for it? I mean, they weren't that expensive. That's question 1. Question number 2. Even the families are somewhat well too, where exactly are they opting for an autopsy? Then, of course, the other question of them all. Does knowing the exact of death of a loved one help with the grieving process? Your loved one is dead. You know. The person died of a gunshot wound because the person was shot. Yes. Waiting kill him, which then shoot him in die. The person was sick for a very long time. And afterwards, the person died. Waiting kill her. Mommy done dey sick. Oh. Mommy sick. She's sick. Where? Doctor say na cancer. We no get money treat mommy. Mommy die. Cancer 9K mommy. It's cancer. Oh, what happened? Oh. It was this one. It was the other one. And then, how did she die? How did he die? To be honest, I don't know. We just found dead. We just found him dead. Between knowing the cause of death of your man and not knowing at all, which helps better? 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0002 0817 Again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 0306416 0809 0306416. Send us a WhatsApp message or a Telegram message. The WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 0306416. If you can't get through to us via the other numbers, send us a message or also call 0817 923 0003. Join the conversation on X at Nigeria Info PH is our X handle, and our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Get your messages on WhatsApp and Telegram as well. So how about you try sending a message to the WhatsApp and Telegram number, again 0809 0306416. Are Nigerians willing to embrace autopsies? Are we keen on knowing the cause of death of our loved ones, especially when they died unexpectedly under mysterious circumstances? Like the person, you see somebody who was whole, hale and hearty 1 minute, and the next minute they tell you this person is dead, and you're like, stop it, is a lie, I beg. How can you say that? How can you say that? How can you say this person is dead? It's not even possible. I saw her 2 seconds ago. You hear that people they slump. They're just walking along the road and that's it. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. I see that the calls are coming, but they keep dropping. I do not know why. But if those lines will not connect, then we can try the 0817 923 0003. Where was I? Let's see. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's Noble calling from Kukana.
You're welcome, Noble.
Yes, my contribution. It's important to know the cause of mysterious death. Reason being that when you don't know the cause of death, you tend to be worried if there was something you would have done to help the situation. In the situation where you didn't know the cause of the death,
Legislative Assembly on the foreign
you would have done to help the situation, you feel relaxed. That is my view. So if you just get, it's as you don't care. If you don't want to know the cause of the death, it's as you don't care. She can just die and go, or she cannot die and go. That's what it means. We must care about the death. Then we care about the living.
Okay, so we must care about the death the same way we care about the living. Now, are you one who is willing to carry out an autopsy should any of your loved one, die?
Hello, come on again.
I said, are you one who is willing to carry out an autopsy on your loved one when they die?
That's what I mean. But when one dies of mysterious apathy, there's need for you to conduct an autopsy. If that is the need, because that what shows concern. As if you value the person, you need to know why he died, why she died.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Noble. I think the lines are back up. All right, so keep trying them. Again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Nigeria Info, welcome to the sunny side. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, GD.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name?
Ezekiel. Calling from Ubumini.
Ezekiel, you're welcome. Go ahead.
GD, if I may ask, does autopsy works?
When you say works, what does that mean?
Does it really give us the required or expected result?
Yeah, from all indications, it does.
Well,
by examining the body, they check the organs, they check the brain. They can determine a lot of things. They can determine if the person died by drowning. They can determine if the person had a brain injury. Yes, they can actually determine something.
Though it depends. By my own observation, I think it depends. In other hands, I can also say that sometimes it is good to know the cause of a death, because we have traditional death and the one we call natural death. Traditionally, something spiritual can kill someone and they bury it without taking care or knowing the cause. Before you know it, the whole family will wipe away. Then the other side of it, which is the natural death, is the one that somebody is being destined on. That is to say, the one we talk in our in Hausa language, Allah bring, Allah take. So for me, I think autopsy is necessary for one to know the cause of the death of his beloved one. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you too, Ezekiel from Obi Mini. We're live on Facebook. Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Facebook page Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. So feel free to join the conversation on Facebook. You can join the conversation on X. You call the phone lines or you send in your messages via WhatsApp and Telegram. Ezekiel asks if autopsy works. I'm not a doctor. And one of these days on Mind, Body and Soul, we'll definitely get a doctor to come and tell us, the processes of an autopsy and all of that and what it can or cannot determine. Sometimes the families of the deceased will request for an autopsy. At other times, if the case is ongoing in court, something is to be investigated or determined, then the court will request for it. Maybe they're trying to charge someone with murder or something. They will request for it. They've gotten the culprit and all. They will request for it to indeed know. And then, it will be part of the evidence brought before the court. So it's a different thing when someone says, okay, this person had a headache and he died. In fact, most times, people just jump to the conclusion that it was village people at work. A person was either poisoned or it was a spiritual attack. Now, how certain are you that it was a spiritual attack? Now, you may ask, Denise, but will autopsies tell if the attack is spiritual or not? Well, autopsies may not be able to tell if it's spiritual, but there has to be a cause of death somehow. So if the person did it spiritually, what did the person indeed attack that caused the person to die? Now, that's the reality of things. So while there may be forces that be, principalities and powers that we wrestle with every now and then, that you walk into the room and you find your wife gone, and the last time you guys were together, everything was fine. I've heard people complain, my head, headache. And before you know it, boom, they're gone. Again, the two questions I'm asking are the centers on the conversation embracing autopsy in Nigeria. Does knowing the exact cause of death of a loved one help with the grieving process? Would it make your mind at peace knowing that this was exactly what happened to my brother? This was exactly what happened to my sister. As opposed to speculating every now and then. Okay, it could be this, it could be that. You're not sure. Question number 2. Let's say some reasons why people do not opt for autopsy is because autopsies are quite expensive. But if autopsies were cheap, will families of the deceased opt for it? Or it's going to be the same thing? The person is dead, the person is dead. What do you want to find out? What the thing you want to find out now, how would it benefit you? A message here on WhatsApp says, in African culture, abnormal death is unavoidable, especially when those involved are very guilty of doing evil. Fidelis Elemuwa from Chokocho. Okay, so in Africa, quite alright. But wouldn't you want to know that this person was probably hypertensive? Or this person had a stroke? I mean, there's so many things that the autopsy can tell you. But which is it for you? Is it the fact that it costs money, or it's the fact that you do not want to subject your relative, your loved one, to that process? What if they wouldn't mind? (0817 923 0002). Again, 0817 923 0003. You'll have 087 923 0009. Again, the WhatsApp and Telegram number 0809 0306 416 0809 0306 416 on X at Nigeria Info H, and Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 page. I did mention that we're live on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 page. So go there, be a part of it, and drop your comments in the comment section. Okay, so this message is from Cynthia. Cynthia is texting from Rumodara. Okay, so for me, maybe the money is a problem. Maybe the money is not a problem. However, I don't think I really want to know what killed anybody. To be honest, these days, when people post about the death of their loved one, they don't really mention what killed them. And as a matter of fact, I don't think anybody really wants to know. You usually will see she died after a brief illness, or you don't even see anything of that nature. You just see that, oh, so person is dead. They write how old the person was, they write the chief mourner, and they write the relatives that the person is survived by. Will I be the ones to go and start asking them, okay, so what's exactly kill them? Yeah, it's not for public consumption, but for knowing sake. I was having a conversation with Dr. Roos. It was about cervical cancer and the fact that some diseases or some ailments can actually be transferable based on genetics. So the likelihood that you would have cancer if someone in your family, if someone in your family had cancer. So, we need to know so you can now take care of your health better. What you're knowing is solely about not repeating the life that led to your relative dying in the first place. So if it is as a result of drug overdose, excessive alcohol consumption, or whatever it is, don't you think the information will help you, the surviving family member? Think about it. What if it is something that can be transferred to you? Don't you think you would know to prepare yourself? I think Selena Jody, she was the one in the movie Saw, right? Once upon a time, I heard she had taken off her breast, and when asked why, she said it was because two women in her family had cancer, breast cancer. Her mom and her mom's sister, be her aunties. I can't remember which is which now. And so for that reason, she knows she's very much at risk. And she just had to do what she had to do. Now, she may have known because they may have told her the struggles they were going with. Or she may have known because probably they did an autopsy. I mean, the matter had to come out at some point. And it's either the person suffering is telling you, or you died and they cannot figure out how you died, why you died, and they had to rely on an autopsy to be able to determine your cause of death. So tell me, instead of how much it costs, will Nigerians embrace it if it were cheap? And does knowing the exact cause of death of a loved one help with the grieving process? That piece of information, that this is what killed her, this is what killed him, this is how he died, this is why he died, these are the possibilities. Would it help? Or you're not interested in knowing. A person is dead. A person is dead. Can we all just move on? So that's that about that. It turns out the phone lines being our friend today. So like we may be relying on edges on either Facebook for those watching live on Facebook, or X, or WhatsApp and Telegram. So once again, the WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416, 0809 030 6416. And then, of course, the WhatsApp and Telegram number. WhatsApp and Telegram share the same numbers. And then the call lines 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Also 009 030 6416, 0809 030 6416.
It's natural to have different ideologies. We tend to see things from different perspectives. So,
Sorry. Chief Churchill says, if it was cheap, I think more people would do it. For me, either cheap or not, I won't do it. Because it would just increase the pain. How exactly will it increase the pain? But what if doing it will help you prevent whatever it is happen to them? Don't you think of autopsy as something helpful as opposed to something that causes pain? Beyond people asking, okay, so how did it happen? What happened? How did she die? What killed her? What killed him? Or all the questions they're going to ask. How about if you know what happened to them and it's possible you prevent it so it doesn't happen to you as well? Beyond, yeah, some people die. And before they died, they had actually gone through a period of pain. They've been to hospitals. Doctors gave diagnosis and all of that. And it was determined that this was exactly what was wrong with them. So the possibility is that they could get treated and then they'll be back to themselves, or they could just start counting down to the number of days they had left to live, because surely they will die. As opposed to people that never went to the hospital, they were never diagnosed with anything, they were never sick, they didn't know, nobody knew, they were just like you and I, going about their normal businesses and then drop dead. It happens as well. Wouldn't it interest you to know that this is exactly what happened to this person? It wasn't themselves any symptom whatsoever. So this is my final message, and we wrap things up on this conversation. I think we have a recorded program coming up shortly. Good day, presenter. Autopsy is good, but to me not necessary. If someone is gone, he or she is gone. My younger sister slept and didn't wake up. Good afternoon, presenter. Autopsy is good, but to me not necessary. If someone is gone, he or she is gone. My younger sister slept and didn't wake up. We conducted an autopsy, but nothing was found. And if something was found, there's nothing you can do. Leave everything to God. Vivian Ihana Cho send that in. And even if something was found, there's nothing you could do. Well, if something was found, and it's something that will most likely affect you because you guys are connected by blood, then it would have done you good. The bottom line is this. While a lot of people may not want it because of the cost, others are not willing to embrace it because of the emotional roller coaster they're going to be in by virtue of whatever result it is. In the end, you do what exactly works for you, and do it in such a way that you wouldn't feel regret at the end of the day. Thank you so much for being a part of a conversation. And like I did mention, someone, a doctor, maybe next week, because this week we already have something planned out on Mind, Body and Soul, will be able to come and help us understand what exactly happens during an autopsy and why it may be indeed important for Nigerians to begin to embrace the idea of opting for an autopsy when they lose a loved one who died mysteriously or under strange circumstances. My name is Denise Dennis Ward. Follow us on X at Nigeria Info PH is our X handle. Follow us on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Follow me on X and Instagram at _Denise_Dennis. Follow my Facebook page, Denise Dennis, and my Facebook account, Denise Dennis Waller. Rivers Today comes up after the recorded program, and thereafter Hat Facts with Kaladakuru Batabo. Do enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and stay safe.